Hello viewers, welcome to another episode of the N.O.W Show, your show for overcomers and winners, taking you on a journey to becoming the better you created. Today's episode, we shall be talking dwindling threshold. Why do we call it dwindling threshold? Because increasingly it has become, we have observed that as the generation gets younger, the threshold gets lower, meaning that many things that the older generations could deal with, the younger ones are not able to handle them or handle them very poorly. And of course, to join me discussing this on our N.O.W Show chat is, I have two wonderful, I will call them the younger generation, compared to me. So joining me, Mrs. Phoebe Dami-Asolo, and also Mr. Peter Okotor. Thank you so much for doing this with us. Ms. Phoebe Dami-Asolo is a senior commercial manager for the Coca-Cola company. She's an experienced marketing and commercial professional with demonstrated history of working in the fast-moving consumer goods industry and driving category value growth in the beverage, personal and home care categories across West Africa. She is happily married to her husband, Dami-Asolo, and they're blessed with a son, Oba. Her career mantra is work as if you're working for God. How interesting. And Mr. Peter Ebayi Okotor is an artist and a curator. He's a graduate of nautical science and ship navigation from Nigeria's premier maritime college. He's the lead artist at Buckler Art Service Hub. He's passionate about nation and capacity building. He is an inspirational speaker, worshiper, and teacher. Once again, I welcome both of you to the N.O.W Show. So, Phoebe and Peter, dwindling threshold. Yeah. I keep hearing things, and I said, there's little that I can say. Let's bring you, the young people, because I know that some of you see these things and you also are worried about what's going on. So, maybe I'll start with Peter. I don't want to do ladies first.
Yes, I mean,
yes.
I want to agree that as times are changing and generation are coming after generation, there's a bit of staying power. Because I know I have conversations with my dad and he tells me one of the things he doesn't, or what he doesn't really like about our generation, we don't have staying power. Yeah. And then we give in easily, and then there's a whole lot that comes to us that we just jump into conclusions. We don't stay and just want to know how it happens. And then it has cost a lot of young people their life. It has caused people to enter into things they didn't bargain for. And so such things are just, the foundations are getting even more very feeble now. Like if I would say, it's not as strong as it is. If you find anybody that can stay with something for a young person in my generation that can stay with something for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, I mean, you should give the person the credit, because I think the person came from a home that thing is either a foundation or he has somebody behind him telling you can't leave now, you must complete this. Honestly, yeah.
And Phoebe, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm just to what Peter has said. One word that I would say is synonymous with our generation is quick. We're always quick to do things. Quick to eat, quick to sleep, quick to start, quick to stop, quick to do everything. And to be very honest, I think in the course of
instant,
absolutely. So people have described our generation as noodles generation, microwave generation, because everything has to happen quickly, right?
Yes.
We don't have the patience, we don't have the tenacity, we don't have the ability to just wait and see how things mature. And the funny thing is that is how life is, So I don't know why or where. I think in the course of the discussions, we'll probably understand, the reason behind not being able to wait, because life generally, nothing happens so quickly, or not many things happen so quickly. Literally, if you even look at how plants are, you plant a seed and you have to water, you have to go through a lot of, processes before you eventually see the full-blown tree with its fruits, and everything that you can even use to, bless other people around. But with us is you plant the tree, you plant the seed, you want to see the tree the next day, like, so in the course of the discussion, I'm sure we would bring out the different points as to why our generation is like this, and then what we need to do, to kind of mold the younger people.
So why? I need to know why. Let's start with the why.
Okay, so I think one thing for me that I know, speaking to a lot of young people and even myself in most cases, one motivation for young people is acceptance.
Okay.
We want to be accepted.
Okay.
I don't even think money drives a lot of people. I'm not sure money is the thing. I don't know if it's title, acceptance. Whatever will give you that acceptance, you go for it. We are go-getters. We are hardworking. We are, we have all the positive vibes that you can possibly ask for. But acceptance is key, right? Acceptance with your friends, your parents, and that's why parents have a very key role to play, because if you're not able to accept who your child is and your child's maybe goals, then you see that's where parents start, oh, you're not like this, I want you to be like this. No, accept me the way I am, that kind of thing, and then play along, but still try to achieve or try to achieve your own goal while still making me achieve my goal. It's complicated, but it's possible.
So where does guidance come in for the parent?
So in the place of acceptance, first of all, we need to understand, and I mean, when we talk about acceptance, just before we go into parents, when we talk about acceptance, we need to, the role of social media, for example, like I said, we might not have money in our pockets, right? But the fact that we have friends that maybe understand that we don't have that money, but still accept us the way we are, or on the contrary, we would put up the phase or put up some kind of facade that would make people to accept us. So it's that acceptance I know is key to a lot of young people. Now, where do parents come in? Very first thing is, don't try to make your child who your child is not. Accept the child the way the child is, and I would give my own example because I'm also a mother, right?
Yes.
And, I know that, to be very honest, when I was pregnant, I was expecting to have a girl child. I really wanted a girl child because I thought I would be able to relate. I don't have a brother, right? So we're just 3 girls. I don't have a brother. And I thought, to be a good parent, I need to relate with the child. I'm a girl, so I'll be able to understand what girls go through. I need to, maybe give examples, and I had God tell me, when I found out I was having a boy, to be very honest, I cried. I was like, how am I going to be a parent? How am I going to do this? I've never lived with a guy. Like, I don't know what, apart from my dad, like, I don't even know what guys do, literally. I'm lost, right? And I cried. I was like, God, you need to help me. I'm definitely going to be lost as a parent, so I definitely need you to help me. And God literally said that if he gave me a girl as a first child, I would have tried to mold her to be another Phoebe. First of all, I already told my husband that if we have a girl, her name will be Phoebe.
Wow.
So
you had your plan and God had another plan for you.
I was going to bring up another Phoebe into this world, and to be very honest, it was just a lesson for me. So God already told me, see, you're not going to have a girl child because if I give you a girl child first, you will want to bring another Phoebe into the world. I know people are different. I brought you into this world for your own purpose. Your own, this is you. So even if you're going to be someone else's mother, it doesn't mean that the person has the same shared purpose as you. Different people are unique to their different purposes as well. So what I see a lot of parents doing now is, this is how mine was. This is the way, they kind of feel like they know how life has gone, so it's like, I mean, to give this example, it's going to be complicated, but when someone already starts hanging out with friends that smoke, it means that you would automatically start smoking. So let's just kill all your friends around you. Literally, do you understand?
You're talking about the parents guiding them. You know that some of these people, they are not even ready. As soon as they see that the parents are trying to guide them, they're like, no, I can't take the stress anymore. I'm leaving home.
So
I'm doing this.
So I think that, again, on that, not taking the stress, how was your relation, or how's your relationship with your parents? I come from where some things can't slide. you will not slide. You can't even say it because you know the next action that will be against you, right?
That's you.
You know the action.
That's you.
Yeah, and then I
but many children nowadays can say anything.
Yes, but I think that it's permitted because children are like empty vessels that God put into your hands.
If when we're talking children, we're talking about young adults. We're not even going children.
Yeah,
we're talking about people.
Young adults are children that
you
know. So what you allowed into them is what they can give out to the society. Because I mean, this is the way I relate children. I'm telling myself that one day I'll give birth to a child. And then I'll have to nurture that child the way my dad had nurtured me. So I will need to see what happened to my father, me practically taking it out on someone. Will I allow the child go the wrong way? So there are some things that can't go. Yeah, some parents don't have that very strong bond on their children. But I think that it's also important that you have to make sure that if we will build a better society, you have to look very carefully to the home. It's not easy to raise children. Really, what I think training does to a child is that, okay, so we have done the best we can do in the confines of our house. So we release you into the society. Let's see what you can become. It's a test of character to allow a child to go to school very far from home. I mean, I can't forget what my dad told me when I was leaving home from school. He said to me, Peter, it's your name that's going to be on that certificate. I kid you not. That's just like 4 or 5 words. You see all the party go. You see all the girls sleep with them. You see all the cigarettes, smoke it. I only have 4 years for you. What they said on the prospectus for your course is 4 years. If it expires and you are still playing around, I'm sorry for you.
You will have yourself to blame.
Maybe you made a mistake for a carryover. I can pity that. But I will not listen to because I have other responsibility to carry out. I mean, I cried on my way to school. I cried. I almost turned back going back home because I became a mommy's boy because my mom didn't like. But I had to call myself to action. Hey, you have to face life the way it is. So I think that sometimes we need to have this tough upbringing for children. Because again, this is my thought about family. I've spoken to a young lady who just confided in me a whole of things, and then she says to me that I can't help it, I just keep sleeping around. And then I asked her one simple question: where's your dad? And he said their dad left them 11 years ago. So
you think that is what is responsible for what she's doing?
Yes, I mean that's a very big gap in her upbringing, because the first voice of a man that she hears is a strange man behind her. It's not her father, because her father, that voice must be heard every time in the home. You know, I mean, I can tremble when I was young when I hear my dad is coming. My sisters dare not say some things to my mom when they hear my dad is around, or they dare not do some things, you know. But when the voice is missing, you know, the devil wants to kill the male child every time, you know. And if he kills the male child, he has taken 2 for 1. He has taken a father and a son. And so we will not have that vacuum. That vacuum will just be there. So I think that opening or that vacuum must be worked on or covered, because if not so, society will continuously have broken people looking for validation, people looking for acceptance and all of that.
So how do we help navigate these young ones from that position where they are, where the threshold for even accepting anything is so low? You know, dealing with issues. They can't even deal with the issues. How do we help navigate that?
So I think first thing is, for me, we need to understand the person first of all and know what to administer.
Yes.
Sometimes these situations is just tough love that you need. I mean, it has happened to me more than once, and I've experienced tough love. And it helped me, put my foot on the ground to say I want to be a better person.
Okay.
Because it was, if nobody had come into my life to give me tough love, I would have been very lazy. I mean, I would have thought money comes easily. When you ask, you get the money.
Okay.
When you call anybody, you get the money. But the point where it is that everybody just told me there was no money, because I later discovered it was a conspiracy. I was always calling and money was coming easily. They wanted to teach me that, young man, this money is not plucked on a tree. You have to work for it. You have to work. You have to make sure that you are accountable for your time. It's not easy for these things to come by. If you keep giving it to you, you will think life is like that. I mean, they spoke to me so sternly that day that I thought everybody hated me. But unfortunately, everybody had love for me.
That's right.
And then when I began to do my own thing and they see that it was getting better, everybody started clapping for me. And they told me, we didn't hate you. We just wanted you to see life differently from this perspective.
Yes.
Because if we allow you, you're going to be a very feeble man. You're going to get to, even when you get married, your wife will take you for granted, because you can't own up, you can't rise up to the responsibility that has to do with life. And I think that's very, I mean, if you know the person, you just discover who the person is and what the person. Sometimes these things are just, young people just want to be over pampered.
Exactly.
Over pampered.
Exactly.
And if you look at it very well, there is no time for that. There's no time for that. My younger sister, I mean, came up with some very funny attitude. Mommy doesn't like me, this and that and that. And this was my simple word to her. She was very, okay, she said my mom didn't love her and then was not interested in her. And then I took it very personal with her because I'd called and begged and begged. In fact, I'd begged her more than how many times to call my mom. You were in school, you never called. I mean, I was somebody that contributed to your school fee. And then the mother that gave birth to both of us, you don't call her. Where did that come from? Right? And then I said to her that I won't do anything again concerning you. But let me tell you the truth. I'm waiting for the day you are going to get married. When you bring that man for introduction, I will sit him down and say, this is not a birthday, somebody to marry. I'm very serious. I told her
I like that.
Because I'll tell her, I said for 2 years you didn't talk to your mom. If you take her to your house, you will do the same thing to your mother.
Exactly.
So I want you to know that this is not somebody to marry. I started crying. I said, I will do it and you know me. I'm going to do it. And then she says to me, no, it's not. I said, you have to call mommy now. And mommy must tell me you called her today. Then we can continue the journey from there. And then she came up with another story again. She started working. She didn't want me to know. And then I was still sending money to her. I think I even had a plan in my head that I would put on monthly allowance until she get the job. It was for me to discover that this girl had a job. And I was on the scam end.
You know, as you were talking, you know what actually came to my mind is what Phoebe said at the beginning about wanting a daughter. You know how women think, oh, when I have a daughter, she'll really want to, you know, be my friend and be there for me. And then you are talking about your sister who has not called her mother in 2 years.
2 good years.
You see that? You just
and my mom cries over the phone to me. And I told her, leave the situation to me. I know how to deal with it. And when I got a hold of the situation, I mean, I made sure that she went to school. The other part of it, I went and this and that. In fact, when she was living anywhere else, she called me and was telling me stories. And I asked her, you were home for a year during Corona. Where was the money that you saved? And she says to me, very ridiculous, said to me that she used it to sponsor her friend's wedding. I said, very good.
Wow.
Very good. I mean, very nice. Because she asked me for transport back home and I asked her. And then she says to me, and I said to her that, is that what you did with him? She said, yes. I said, no problem.
Wow.
And then after a week, I called her again. I said, let us talk. I said to her that you sponsored your friends with your money. Right?
Wow.
And then you are not married yet. And then you will now call me and be on the collateral damage end of sending money to you.
Wow.
I'm sorry. That's flow. I'll cut it. Because you need to be responsible.
That's right.
You need to know that you have to be responsible.
You know, responsibility is very important. In this is very key. In this, you know, I heard a young man speak a few days ago and he said, look, you have to be responsible for your life.
True.
Because there are many distractions to last you a lifetime.
I agree.
You know, so if you concentrate on the distractions, you are going to be there for life.
Yes.
And certainly you're going to make a failure of yourself. Because you're already setting yourself up for failure. Once you allow those distractions suck you in.
True.
So you need to be responsible for your life. So that's really, you know, because young people who are blaming their parents or blaming the environment or blaming, you know, no.
They're not ready.
They're not ready. Exactly. So in order for them not to have this dwindling threshold that we're talking about, they need to take responsibility for their lives. That is very, very key. Very, very key. You know? So, I mean, I wanted to leave this, you know, to both of you because you are the young ones so that you know, say to them, but I couldn't help keeping that.
I really understand
where
she comes from.
Another young man.
When you come from a home that you actually see, you notice when milk left the table. You understand what I'm talking about. You knew when milk, because we used to have it on the table. It wasn't something, it was staple, it was normal. But I knew when milk left the table. I knew when my mom lost her 2 cars. And everything just went. I knew when we were using okra like meat. I knew. So, I mean, I had to ask myself question, do you want to go far? One question, what my dad tells me, even if he calls it tomorrow, he tells me, remember where you are coming from. Because nobody's going to give you anything. And then there's one proverb every time. There's no free food
Anywhere.
Even
in Freetown.
Yeah, but some young people don't understand that, unfortunately.
I think it's an opening from the homegrown in the area, honestly, because I think it is how you were brought up that really matters. And even if you have friends, my mom was always auditing my friends. I didn't know why. Even when a lady comes to look for me in the house, when I left the university and I was always, and then she tells me, Peter, there's no road there. She just says in my language, no road for that place. Don't even stress it too much. And I tell her, she says to me, end it on friendship. And I say to her, yes.
But some don't. That's part of the. Some don't.
Yes.
So those are
those are the exceptions. I agree. Yeah. Some will not listen because I think that
this woman is stressing me.
Yes.
I've had enough. I can't take it. Live with that same person who, that kind of a thing.
And then you hear the word.
Many of them.
And then you hear the word that experience is the teacher. It's because not your experience yet. Because some people can't
it's
come
not
back
your experience yet.
Yes. Because when some people have not recovered from where they ever suffered from. So I think that for me, growing up, if elderly people are talking, I like to listen a lot. Because, the gray hair on their head, they didn't just wake up one day and fix it there.
Please, you need to say that again so that they know that. No, seriously. You need to say that again because that's something they need to listen to.
In as much as we, as young people, want to have our way, I think that the elderly ones didn't just jump into what they become today. The gray hair on their head, they didn't fix it there. It is experience, it is time, it is life, it is tough. It is a whole lot of discipline to become who they are. Yesterday night I was still up till like 1 a.m. trying to fix questions for what I have coming up. And then I just told myself, people up there, they didn't get there easily.
People up there didn't get there easily. Phoebe, I think I've taken your last one.
Thank you. Yeah.
Because we have this on the Now Show where we do the last one, something you want to leave our viewers with. And that's, I've taken your last word. Phoebe, what would be your last word?
Well, for me, it's basically this life, right? It's yours, right? Whatever you make of it is literally you, like you said, Peter, it's your name at the end of the day. So yes, you might blame parents, blame society, blame but it's still you and your life. And there's something that my dad always say, life is a gift from God. Whatever you do with your life is your gift back to God. You understand? So you take up the responsibility. Forget, yes, nobody's accepting you. This person is not accepting. Whatever it is, just put your life in your own hands and literally arrange. You have the power to do it, basically. So arrange, get as much help as you can, especially from parents, from mentors, from friends, from the right people, whatever it is. No one hates you. I think that's the major thing.
Yes.
No one hates you because we've mentioned acceptance. Acceptance is key for young people. No one hates you. Reach out, rearrange your life. Literally have the power to do it and go for it.
Wow. You've heard it all. You have the power to do it. It's in your hands. So managing whatever issues are, it's in your hands and you have the power to do it. And I hope that with these few points, from Peter and from Phoebe, that you would know that certainly there is life ahead of you. Like I always say, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. So until we come your way again on the Now Show, I'm signing off with Phoebe.
Thank you.
And with Peter.
Thank you so much.
Your regular host, Abosede Ozawo Show. Thank you very much.
Don't forget to like this video. And if you haven't, subscribe to the Now Show channel today and hit the notification bell so that you do not miss any video that is uploaded. Thank you for watching.